Power doesn't corrupt people overnight. It doesn't turn good people bad in a single moment. There is no switch, no dramatic transformation. Instead, power changes the human brain slowly, so slowly that the person changing rarely notices it. At first, they still feel like the same person, same values, same intentions, but somewhere along the way, something shifts. Decisions feel easier, other people feel smaller, and accountability begins to feel optional. This is not a personality flaw, it's biology. And by the time the change becomes visible to others, it's usually too late. History is filled with powerful men and women who started with good intentions. People who wanted to lead, to fix problems, to make things better. Yet over time, they became something else. Not because they were evil, not because they planned to abuse power, but because power rewired how they thought, felt, and decided. This video isn't about villains. It's about how power silently reshapes the human brain, and why no one is immune. Not leaders, not intellectuals, not good people. When a person gains power, the brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure, reward, and motivation. At first, it feels empowering. Confidence rises, fear drops, decisions feel clearer. But dopamine has a dark side. The brain doesn't just enjoy it, it wants more. Over time, the brain begins to associate power with safety, validation, and identity. Power stops being a role and becomes a need. Just like any addiction, the brain starts changing to protect the supply. Threats feel personal. Challenges feel dangerous. Letting go feels impossible. This is how power becomes self-protecting. Here's where things get uncomfortable. Multiple studies show that people in power are worse at reading emotions. They interrupt more, listen less, and feel less guilt. Not because they are cruel, but because power reduces the brain's need to understand others. When you don't depend on people, empathy becomes unnecessary, and the brain always conserves energy. Slowly, people stop feeling like humans and start feeling like objects, obstacles, or tools. This is why powerful leaders often seem cold, detached, unreachable, even when they don't mean to be. Power creates distance. Criticism no longer feels like feedback. It feels like an attack. Disagreement feels like disrespect. Over time, the brain starts filtering reality. Only voices that agree feel reasonable. Only praise feels safe. This is how yes men are born. Not because leaders ask for them, but because the brain begins to reject discomfort. Truth becomes optional. Agreement becomes currency. And once this happens, bad decisions multiply. Pause for a second. Think about the most powerful person you've dealt with. A boss, a leader, a public figure. Notice the patterns: distance, certainty, resistance to criticism. This isn't coincidence, it's psychology. With enough power, reality begins to bend. Rules feel optional. Consequences feel distant. Morality becomes flexible. The brain starts whispering dangerous thoughts. I'm different. I deserve this. I know better than everyone else. This is where judgment collapses. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly. And once reality bends, anything becomes justifiable. Kings, dictators, revolutionary leaders, and today, CEOs, politicians, industry giants, different eras, same brain. The pattern never changes. Good intentions, growing power, shrinking empathy, absolute certainty. Power didn't reveal who they were, it changed them. Here's the part most people don't want to hear. Power affects good people too. Intelligence doesn't protect you. Morality doesn't protect you. Education doesn't protect you. The human brain was never designed to hold power without consequences. Anyone who believes they are immune is already at risk. Power doesn't corrupt instantly. It rewires the brain slowly, and by the time the change becomes visible, the damage is usually done. This isn't a warning about power, it's a reminder about human limits, because the most dangerous people are not the ones who crave power, but the ones who believe they've mastered it.